this video, I want to give you the 5 lessons that help make me rich and successful. And if you follow these rules, if you learn from these lessons and implement the strategies that I'm about to give you, then you'll be well on your path to success in your own life. If you fuck this up, any one of these can take you down, motherfucker. Take copious notes of the shit I'm about to say to you. I promise you, if you fuck this up, you're gonna marry an ugly woman at best. Cause hot chicks don't marry losers. And that means you're gonna have some ugly kids. And they gonna grow up thinking, Daddy, why am I so ugly? And like, ah, man, cause I didn't listen to Brandon Carter in that video. My life got fucked up. The only bitch that would take me was your mama. Her DNA was, I mean, you see her. My DNA didn't fight back hard enough and you came out. You gotta work on your personality, son. So let's not let that happen. The first lesson I learned that helped make me rich and successful was you actually can't lose if you go 100%. If you go all out. I feel like when people say they go all out, they win 100%, it's become meaningless. Like people say that, but they don't mean it in its literal form. I mean all out capacity. When I was struggling and I was trying to come up, I read a lot of books, but one of the books I read was called The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. Legend has it that was the book that inspired that British chick to write The Secret and make the movie and shit, right? But she left out the most important part of the book. She left in all the fucking magic hocus pocus shit, and she left out the most important part of the book. No less than 50 times in this book did Wallace D. Wattles write in all caps, do all that can be done each day. That's what 100% looks like. That's what going all out is like. Now listen to this sentence. Do all that can be done each day. That's not working hard. That's not going for it. That's not trying real hard. That's doing all that can be done, right? That's different than just hustling. You can hustle and still leave a lot of success on the table, right? Like it's doing all that can be done, working at capacity. And it's not sometimes, it's not when I feel like it, it's each day. Do all that can be done each day. He wrote it over and over in the book. And what I noticed was, and most people, probably you, most people are really trying to see how much they can get away with instead of trying to see how much they can push themselves. I think that's a problem. You got to go all out, 100%. Now, what does that look like? You may be thinking, you may be coming up with a bunch of excuses, right? Oh, I got a bunch of kids. I got fucking 30 kids and I got work and I got school. First of all, I hope your kids never find out about you blaming your inadequacies on them. Second of all, is do all you can do each day, right? Somebody may be able to work harder than you because they don't have kids. They didn't have 5, 6, 7, 8 kids. They used a condom. No one told you to go out here having all this unprotected sex with people and shit, but you did it. That's where you are. So maybe you have more responsibilities, things you have to take care of. That's okay. It's not about doing as much as the other guy is done. It's about doing all that you can do each day. So you got your responsibilities, right? You got to do shit with the kids, whatever, your family. You got to clean up. You got to do all the stuff that you got to do, right? I'm not telling you to neglect these things. I'm not telling you to neglect your health. I'm not telling you to neglect your family, but you're not spending all your time doing that. There is some other time that you could be allocating towards your goals, and you're not. Most people aren't. How do you know who's not? That motherfucker has left a comment already on this video talking about, I can't work that hard. I'm a bitch. I'm a hoe, right? It's like, motherfucker, I didn't say you have to work as hard as me or some other guy. I said all you can do each day, because all you can do is all you can do. But are you doing all that you can do? Are you doing all you can do? Even with all the kids, even with all the responsibilities, even with all the fucking shit you got going on that you have to do, are you doing all that you can do each day? Are you really pushing yourself to your limits? And your limits may be different than my limit, and that's okay. Are you doing this? Hey man, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. No. Are you trying to do something, or are you doing all that can be done each day? Because if you do this, you will succeed. I promise you. I've never, ever seen somebody do this and fail. I've just never seen it. Only caveat I would say to that is, you know, the things where they're like, there's only one prize, right? Like if there's a boxing match, there's gonna be one winner, one loser, right? You know, zero sum games. There's enough success to go around. Some assholes thinking to type in, everybody can't be rich, it won't make sense. Yeah, but you don't gotta worry about that because everybody's not gonna do this, right? So the few of us who will do this, more than enough resources for us to ball on these haters and flex on these hoes, right? Because there's very few people do that. Now you got to ask yourself, why haven't you? I'm going to tell you why you haven't. Because you don't believe. To take action, action equals results. Action equals the results. You got to take action. That's just do all that can be done. But to take action, you have to believe, man. You have to believe it's possible. This is a book I read a long time ago. I read the whole thing when I was 16. Cover to cover. It's a big book. It's called Bible. Right. And there's this part in it where like the main character, one of the main characters, Jesus, he was walking on some water, man. Everybody knows about this, right? The homies, the disciples, they was in a boat, man, doing fishing or some shit. And they seen Jesus walking on water, strutting, you know what I'm saying? On the water, on the fucking agua. They was like, oh shit, Jesus, yo, that's crazy, man. I can't believe you out here walking on water, man. That's crazy, Jesus. He was like, this is light work. Hell, man, you can do this too, man. Yo, Peter, man, come walk on this water with me. And then, yo, Peter believed he could do it because the big homie said he could. In the Bible, it says Peter, regular guy, was walking on the water. Regular fucking guy. He wasn't the son of God. He wasn't born of immaculate conception. He's just a guy like you and me. He was walking on water, but then he got scared like a bitch and then fell in the water. And Jesus had to pick him up after he got scared. Let me get your punk ass up. And Jesus said, yo, man, why did you doubt? Why don't you believe? You know, that's all Jesus was saying. There's another time Jesus was healing motherfuckers, right? He was going around healing people. Boom. What's that? Y'all got water? No, that's wine. Yeah. And then this dude, he had leprosy. I don't know what the fuck leprosy is, man. But apparently it was some shit niggas used to get in biblical days. And he was all fucking lepered out. He came up to Jesus. He was like, yo, Jesus, man, I got this leprosy, man. You help me out, fam. And Jesus, first thing he said to him, was like, you believe I can do this? And dude was like, oh, for sure, man. You the jizzle, man. I know you got it. He was like, bet. You healed. And the dude's like, oh shit, I ain't got leprosy no more, man. I'm chilling, man. Damn, it's dope not being a leper. And then he was about to strut off, and Jesus was like, hey, hold up, player. Don't tell nobody I did this. And he was like, all right, Jesus, I ain't tripping. Right. But the reason he told him that, because what happens when you tell people that you trying to accomplish your goal? You say, oh, I want to be fucking rich and famous. What they do? Laugh. Right? Or they tell you all the reasons why you can't do it, right? What does that do to you? That fucks up your belief. Jesus had to make sure that this motherfucker had some faith for that shit to happen. And then the disciples was like, oh shit, Jesus, yo, you killing this fucking healing shit, man. Yo, can we do that? And Jesus was like, psst, for sure. Listen, what you need to do is go out and start healing people just like I did, man. Just heal them, man. Ain't nothing. And they went out trying to heal people, failing and shit. They couldn't heal nobody. They came back to Jesus like, yo, Jesus, we ain't healed nobody, man. Niggas is still sick in Jerusalem. And then Jesus like, hey, man, because you don't believe. He said, ye of little faith. If you had the faith of a mustard seed, you'd be able to move mountains. It's all about faith, right? So what does that mean for you? Right? Brandon, why are you talking about the Bible and shit, man? Some of you ain't even Christians or atheists or whatever. And that's cool too. You know, it's a collection of fucking stories to prove a point. You have to believe it in order to take the action. And then the results come from the action. However, it's weird because you don't go 100% because you don't believe, right? If you really believed in your soul that you could accomplish something, you know you would do it, right? Like if I said, hey man, all you got to do, come to Miami tonight. Kim Kardashian and all her sisters said they having a dick sucking contest and they want you to be the judge, man, but you got to get to Miami. You'd fucking figure it out. Like if you believe that, you'd figure out a way to get to Miami. You do it. You don't believe, right? If it was just a hope or maybe or just a good idea, something that might happen, might not. You're like, man, I ain't going to Miami. I don't even know if Kim gonna be there, man. Like that's what you're gonna do, and that's how you attack your goals. Like, and that's your life up to this point. This is what's fucked up. You don't go 100% because you don't believe, but if you went 100%, like you don't take action, right? But you need to do that to get the result. So it's like a fucked up feedback loop. So here's how this works. Remember, it's all that can be done each day. If you believe, right? Boom. You take some action, even a small action, right? You're going to get some result, right? Boom. You get some result. You get, hey, all right. And then that may give you more belief or confidence, right? And then you say, hey, man, I'm going to take a bigger action. I'm going to try this other thing, right? And you get bigger results. Then you got, even more belief. Then you take bigger actions. And it's called a victory cyclone. What happens is, this is what my life looks like. What you've been doing is the opposite. You've been taking no action because you have no belief. And what does that give you? No results. And then it gives you even less belief. And then what is that? What is it? Even less action. And it works in reverse as well. You might have to start by increasing your belief so you can take the action. Here's the thing. I talk about this a lot. If you say, oh, Brandon says the same thing every video, shut your bitch ass up. All I want to hear from you is please and thank you. Let's say you got a goal. If you're looking at the goal, right, but you're like way far away from it, like where you are now, you're like nowhere close, you can look at that goal and be sad. So motherfuckers tell you to fucking focus on the goal, focus on the dream. Man, that should have fucked you up. That's what's been fucking you up because you're so far away from it and your life looks like shit in comparison. And it looks almost insurmountable. It looks as if you can never obtain it. But what we need to do is instead, the goal is synonymous with results, right? You want these results, but you look at it and you don't have the belief. That's because you're looking at the wrong thing. Look at the actions. If you look at the actions and then you just look about what you have to do today, making today all you can do, doing all you can do today, then do that tomorrow, right? Then do that the next day. Do it for a whole week. Now you got a victorious week, right? Now, and you do that for 4 weeks in a row. Now you got a victorious month. And you're so much closer to your goal. Do that for fucking 12 months. You got a victorious year. You can fucking change your life. It will put you on the right trajectory. You'll be trending in the right direction. I promise you. 90 days of that. You can switch the whole trajectory of your life, going all out every day for 90 days. You change your whole life. You got to focus, but you just focus on the action. Martin Luther King once said, hey man, you ain't got to see the whole staircase. You just need to see the first stair. Just look at the fucking what's right in front of you. Make today a victory. Don't worry about the fucking big ass goal you're trying to do. Just focus on today and do that every day. Cause your life is nothing but a collection of days. So have a victorious day and have a victorious day every day. And the way you do that is doing all that can be done. And I'm not saying, oh man, I don't give a fuck about your excuses. I don't care what you got going on. That's cool. I'm talking about what you can do within the parameters of all this bullshit you got to do. So that's one. Motherfuckers ain't pushing themselves because they don't believe. You got to change that belief. The second thing I learned that made me rich was don't try to do too many things at once. This is super important. Before I was like rich, I was only a little rich. And because I was still going hard. The first thing I learned was, hey, do all that can be done each day. And I was doing that. I was making over $1 million a year doing that. But I feel like I was at a plateau and I stayed there for a while. And so what I thought was, oh, I need to do what I hear these other motherfuckers do. Oh, the average millionaire has fucking 7 streams of income. And you see it, but like what I realized is he didn't do that shit at once, right? You hear the shit. The average millionaire has 7 streams of income, but they didn't do it at once, man. Nah, man. They didn't start them all at the same time, right? You start one, like this motherfucker spinning the plates. You get that going, then you can start another one. Then you don't take your eye off the ball. And I see a lot of people doing this, right? When they're starting, they have all this energy in all these different directions. They're trying to do a bunch of different things instead of focusing on one fucking thing. Because how can you go all out in fucking 18 different things? You can't. Especially if you have limitations like family or all these other fucking crazy ass excuses you guys be using. You gotta focus your energy. It's kind of like when you see, I ain't never seen this shit in real life because I lived in the hood, but I saw kids in the suburbs would get magnifying glasses and use the sun to burn ants. What happens is the magnifying glass focuses the rays of the sun into one point, and it's so hot that it actually penetrates and starts to burn. Start to get that combustion. But you can't have that if you're spreading yourself thin. And that's what most people do. If you go all in one direction, I promise you, that's how you get the result. So how it worked in my life was, man, I was out here. I had supplement line and I had just sold one and I was starting a new keto supplement line. I had a food prep company in New York. I'm out here trying to be an influencer. I'm trying to be an international playboy. I'm out here making content and like all this shit was distracting. So I was like, nah, I need to do this shit. So I said, all right, cool. I'm gonna have one active income goal and I'm only gonna be with one girl. That was a novel concept to me. Put all my energy into one girl, have one active income goal, and all my other income goals would be passive. And my income fucking doubled the first year, then tripled the year after that. Because all my energy was going in one place. Let me ask you motherfuckers who are trying to do 18 different things at once, is it because you're just crazy ambitious or are you hedging your bets? Because you're not sure which one is gonna work? Because if you knew that one of those would make you a millionaire or multimillionaire, would you really be pursuing all the other shit? It kind of goes back to beliefs. Like beliefs, like I said before, beliefs affect your action. And you don't 100% believe in any one of those things. So you're going to fucking throw 18 things at the wall and see what sticks. I assure you, none of them will stick. Everybody I know who built a lot of money, they built one business first, and they have other businesses. They started those like way after. You may be thinking, oh, Elon Musk started Tesla and the space shit simultaneously. He had already sold PayPal with Peter Thiel and the homies for a few $1 billion to eBay before he fucking started both those companies. And not forget about this, he's a fucking genius. So a genius with unlimited financial resources, he can probably do some stuff that you and I can't. You not a genius. You didn't drop out of Harvard and start watching my videos. Knock it off, right? Focus on one thing at a time. And here's the thing, man, fucking both of those companies almost shut down. It wasn't a smart thing to do. Tesla almost shut down mad times. Maybe if he wasn't splitting his resources into two different fucking things, maybe he wouldn't have had such a hard time with Tesla. I digress. It's not about Elon, it's about you. If you believe that one of those things would make you a multi-millionaire, you wouldn't have to do all them things, right? So that's the other thing that's holding people back. When I started focusing on one thing, I started making way more money. When I started focusing on one girl, instead of trying to be an international, I use the word trying loosely, instead of being an international playboy, I had a better relationship. These motherfuckers talk about polygamy and they want to have like 8 girlfriends and 5 wives. That shit sounds like a fucking nightmare. These people are crazy, lunatics, right? And you're gonna have all of them, all that lunacy in your house? Nah, chill. The third thing that helped me become a multi-millionaire was I stopped trying to have balance. And I mean that in the traditional sense, right? So if something is balanced like this, right? That means it's equal on all sides. So there's no extreme. There's no extremes on either side. That's why it stays balanced. How do you get extreme results without extreme effort? If you figure it out, let me know. I've been looking for a get rich quick scheme my whole life. Haven't found one. In my experience, extreme results come from extreme effort. But how can you do that and be balanced? You can't. You're gonna have to be unbalanced to a certain degree. Now, I'm not telling you to neglect your family. Again, I'm not telling you to neglect your health, but I am telling you gotta make sacrifices if you want to accomplish your goal. Average person lives a really balanced life. Hey, they work 8 hours a day, sleep 8 hours a day, and they spend the rest of 8 hours doing a bunch of other bullshit. It's actually pretty balanced. The average person's life is pretty balanced. Really trying to succeed, then you should tip the scales a little bit on that work side as much as you can, right? Because some of those other hours are going to have to be, dedicated to family, health, etc. And I'm not telling you to neglect those things. I'm just saying, let's tip the scales a little bit more on the work side. This is a real statistic. The average American is 17 pounds overweight and has less than $1,000 in a bank account. That's what being average gets you. These is literally what the average American is like. These are real statistics. So they're doing average shit. Those are the average results. Is that what you really want? That's what balance will get you. It will get you average. And the average person is not doing that great. I don't want to sacrifice my health. That's the average American, 17 pounds overweight. He's already sacrificing his health. I still want to enjoy life. The average American has less than $1,000 in his bank account, man. You know what it's like to be broke. That enjoying life shit you talk about, it's escapism because you're not fucking happy. Like, let's tip the scales more in the work side. And recreation shouldn't be the only way you enjoy life. Here's the thing. Remember I talked about pushing yourself, seeing what you're made of, doing all that can be done each day. When you start to do that, you can start enjoying life by finding joy and seeing how far you can push yourself, seeing what you're made of, seeing how tough you can be. Because if the only way you can enjoy life is to get high, fuck random people, go on vacations, do all that other shit, there's nothing wrong with that within itself. But if that's the only way you can enjoy life, then that's sad because you can only do that sparingly. So you only get pockets of joy. If you can learn to enjoy pushing yourself, seeing what you're made of, going hard, every day can be joy. I spent all day today at my desk working. I did not leave. I just spent all day working at my desk. And I'm just as happy as the days I'm on vacation because I found joy in pushing myself. These are motherfuckers, you gotta enjoy life. That's because they don't enjoy life. They got to do all this escapism. They got to go on vacation. They got to go on a party. They got to do all the other shit. I don't need a vacation. If I go on a vacation, it's obligatory. I'm doing it for my family, doing some shit. It's cool. Like I enjoy myself, but I'm not more happy than when I'm seeing what I'm made of, when I'm pushing myself. Because that's what heroes do. Don't you think that motherfucking Bruce Wayne could enjoy life more if he just been a billionaire playboy? I'm sure he could find way better ways to enjoy life instead of training, getting strong, fighting crime, making life better for the citizens of Gotham. When you gonna be the hero in your story and make the life better for you and your family? When are you gonna do that? Bruce Wayne wasn't balanced. Heroes aren't balanced. We never read a fucking story about a balanced hero. Do you want to be the hero of your story or not? Make that decision. The third habit that helped me become a millionaire is avoiding what's called the 3 B's. A mentor told me this a long time ago, man. He went to college. He went to the same college that I went to, and he was kind of like, he was an older dude, and he was kind of like a mentor to me. He started this, like a bus company. He had his own bus company. He was doing well for himself. And he said, listen, the key to success is not just doing the things right. It's avoiding the wrong things. And the main things that'll fuck you up are the 3 B's: booze, bets, and babes. Booze, he meant like basically drinking, alcohol, and drugs. And I don't drink. And I'm not saying you ain't got to drink. Everything in moderation. Hey man, you can if you want. Here's a study that shows that alcohol consumption shrinks your fucking brain. Here's another one that shows, you might think, moderation. This study shows there is no safe level of alcohol consumption for brain health. And the reason that's important because there's 2 ways to make money. Is with your brain or with your muscles. If you make money with your muscles, you're doing fucking labor and shit. Anybody can lift shit, right? But to really think through complex problems and solve problems, that's where the real money is, I'm not saying there's not people who drink and are super successful. It's just like, do you want to put yourself in the best position to succeed, or are you trying to see what you can get away with? The second B was bets, gambling. And the reason gambling's so fucked up, because it actually, the study shows gambling can stimulate the brain's reward system the same way drugs and alcohol can, leading to addiction. And this is personal for me, right? My dad, he had a real problem with gambling. He really messed up his life and his business and ended up killing himself. Gambling was the culprit. He didn't drink or do any drugs, right? Gambling is what got him, And then obviously drugs, right? I don't think I have to tell you not to smoke crack. If I got to tell you to start to smoke crack, man, then you got problems beyond the scope of anything I can handle in this video. Hey, don't smoke crack. Don't do drugs. But then babes. Listen, when I was around 21, there was this movie. It was on DVD. I had the DVD of this movie called Belly, featuring Nas and DMX. DMX inspired me to shave my hair. I started shaving my hair as I was 16 because of DMX. I was a big fan. There's one point, man, where Nas is talking about he want to go to Africa, move to Africa or some shit and stop being a dope dealer. And DMX said, nigga, what? You listening to a bitch? Bitches will fuck your whole shit up. I don't remember any other part of the movie, but that line, bitches will fuck your whole shit up. And it stuck with me. And then I just keep seeing evidence of this throughout my life. How many people do we know have lost everything because of picking the wrong woman? Whether it's divorce and they take half their hard-earned money. You wasn't with me shooting in the gym. It happens. Motherfuckers dying. The sirens, man. Motherfuckers couldn't wait till after the podcast to die. I was on Zoom the other day with an entrepreneur. He said, man, I haven't been working hard. I've been fucked up because my girlfriend broke up with me. That shit happens. Or that you got the woman shit intact. You one of these red pill guys. You ain't gonna let no girls fuck you up. Oh, what happened to the homie Tate? Who did his enemies use to bring them down? They went and got girls to do it. I'm just telling you, being around the wrong women, it can really fuck your shit up. You really gotta pick the right woman, which is the fifth habit that helped me become multi-millionaire, was picking the right woman, man. I'm gonna tell you, you got and more staying away from the wrong ones. I had a mentor a long time ago, and he told me, listen, Brandon, a man will be as successful as his wife lets him. And I thought that was funny at first, but then I thought about, man, that's kind of sad. These motherfuckers, odds are stopping them from succeeding, and they get it. And if any of you guys who've been working, you work too much, you don't do all this shit, man. Listen, if you're not willing to sacrifice for your goals, then the goals become the sacrifice. You might have to sacrifice this girl, right? If she's not down with you and your vision, and she's not trying to help you accomplish that goal, then you might have to let her go. Kind of like that scene at the end of the last Batman movie when the dude from Twilight, not the Mexican werewolf, the other one. He was Batman, and at the end, he fell in love with Catwoman, right? Boom. They saved the city or some shit. I don't know. The city still looked kind of fucked up to me, but I guess they did some good. And then they looking at each other. She's like, yo, man, just come with me to this this other city, man. Do cat shit with me, man. You ain't even gotta be this Batman ass nigga. And he just kind of looked at her and she was like, yeah, I know. And she left. And he left her, man. You could see in his eyes, like, he wasn't like, fuck these hoes. It wasn't like that. Bitch, I'm married to fighting crime. Crime never stopped. You know, it wasn't like that. It was more like he was hurt, but he did what he had to do. Maybe you do, right? If you with the wrong girl. You know what I'm saying? The homie Hermosi said, one of the best ways to stay poor is to pick a spouse who makes you feel guilty about working hard. That's a bar. I know so many guys, man, who motherfuckers be like afraid of their girlfriends. You know, when I do sales, people's like, oh, I just got to talk to my wife. I'm like, oh shit, man, I didn't know you were spending her money. Yeah, you got to talk. No, it's not her money, man. It's my money. I just got to talk about it. Like, you got to talk to her about money you made? The fuck is going on here? And all I want to hear is please and thank you when it comes to money. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. A lot of you guys are scared of your wives. You need a girl who's like down with you, man, who's like down for the cause. And y'all got to be, right? But you know, you really got to be partners, but y'all got to have the same vision, right? Two partners with two different visions, you know, they're going to be divided. There's going to be division. There's no vision. There's division. If she ain't trying to grow, the hoe got to go. She ain't trying to grow, the hoe got to go. Let her go be poor with someone else, man. You know, and it's rare to find a woman who's down with that. I'm gonna be honest with you, super rare to find a woman who's down with that, you know. And if you found one, she's an asset. Everyone else is a curse until then, and that's why we got thought repellent coming out soon. Listen, I got another video that'll help you build better habits and get rid of bad habits. The link is somewhere right here. Go click it now. Check it out. All right.